Today we're going to be answering a question that I got via Google+. Last week I wrote about how to say no to a client that just is a bad fit. All around, budget isn't there and the timeline just doesn't work out. They may be a nice person, but that's not a good fit that way. In a couple weeks I'm going to write about saying no to the same type of client, but providing them some recommendations. You'll see that, I think it's first week of November, I believe. But on Google+, I got asked, how do you say no to someone who's got a good budget and they have a decent timeline, but it's just not a good fit? So for whatever reason, you don't mesh. Maybe the level of communication that they want or the type of communication doesn't suit how you want to run your business. Maybe they want a phone call every day and you say, forget that, I do not want a phone call every day. So how do you say no to that? And why is it hard? Why do we as people or as freelancers even wonder or even struggle with saying no to that? Because it's not a good fit. So what that's going to mean long term is, if it's not a good fit, is that we're going to provide them for service. That's going to affect our overall business because we don't really want to do the project. And that's going to affect the result that they get, which again affects our reputation because they're not going to be super happy about it. So we really should say no. That is in the best interest of us and of everyone, but we want to please people. So it makes it hard. It's hard to say no to people. And think of all the little things you get asked every day, and someone says, hey, can you help me move my couch? And you say, yeah, sure, I can do that. And can you help me do this, or can you reach this for me? And you think, yeah, I can do that. And you also think, I've got so many other things to do, but you just couldn't say no. And this person that has called you, you don't even have a relationship with yet. Although if you know they have a budget and they have a timeline, it's possible you've talked to them, so maybe you have built up a bit of a rapport and you know from that it's just a bad fit otherwise. So my first rule is you always be polite, and I try to write like I talk. So I usually say, hey Bob, thanks very much. That was a lot of good information. Your project looks interesting overall. I think that it is, your budget is reasonable and your timeline is reasonable. I just think that we're a bad personal fit. And I want to do good work and you want to do good work, and we're going to do good work together if we find someone that's a good fit for us. And now I would move into my recommendations. So I recommend a few different places. I recommend WP SiteCare, depending on the job. I'll recommend Evermore, depending on the job as well. And I'll actually be linking to Evermore in my blog post in a couple weeks. I'll recommend Justin Santon as a good e-commerce developer. And he does everything in WP e-commerce or easy digital downloads. And he does WooCommerce as well. I would recommend Daniel Espinoza as well. I'll recommend Carrie Dills, depending on the project. And I'll recommend Travis Northcutt. Remember, you've already qualified this person. You feel that their budget is acceptable, and you feel that their timeline is acceptable. So the only issue is something personal. There's no reason not to help them find someone else, because they may even come back later and say, hey, thank you very much. That person was great. I have someone else I thought would be a good idea to work with you. Because you put their needs first. You help them find someone that was awesome for them, hopefully. And you're only going to recommend awesome people. I only recommend awesome people. And then you may get more work long-term out of it. Ultimately, you want to help people. You are still best serving them if you're a bad fit by helping them find someone else. So don't feel bad about saying no. Say no and just say, hey, it's a bad person. I think this is a bad personal fit. I have seen in my past when a fit is like this, the project does not turn out well. And I want your project to turn out well, and you want your project to turn out well. Thanks.